Hi friends, today we are going to read a book called Grumpy Monkey by Suzanne Lang, our author who wrote all the words, and Max Lang, who illustrated the book, who drew all of the great characters in our book, like our monkey named Jim. Jim is a chimpanzee, and his name is Jim Pansy. Chimpanzee, Jim-pansy. I hear that they rhyme. Well, Jim wakes up one day and is having a bad day. He feels grumpy and nothing feels right. Let's see how the day goes for Jim. One wonderful day, Jim Pansy woke to discover that nothing was right. The sun was too bright. The sky was too blue. The bananas were too sweet. Jim was confused. What's going on?
Maybe you're grumpy,
Said Norman from next door. Norman is a gorilla. I'm not grumpy, insisted Jim. On his walk, he met Marabou.
Jim's grumpy.
Norman told Marabou. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Marabou. It's such a wonderful day. Me? Grumpy? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. But look at how you're standing, said Marabou.
It's true,
Said Norman.
you're all hunched.
Hunched. Can you hunch? When we hunch, we kind of slump our shoulders forward, lean over. So Jim loosened up. He wiggled his arms. He wiggled his shoulders. He was trying to prove that he was not grumpy. Then he ran into Lemur.
Jim's grumpy.
Norman told Lemur. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Lemur. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Your eyebrows look grumpy, said Lemur.
It's true,
Said Norman.
they're all bunched up.
So Jim raised his brow. Can you bunch your eyebrows up? Kind of squint our eyes and right here on our forehead. Sometimes when we're mad, eyebrows bunch up. And can you lift them? Whoa, good job. Squish. Lift. Then Jim tripped over Snake,
Oh no,
said Norman.
that's the last thing you need when you're feeling so grumpy.
Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Then why that frown? Said Snake.
I think it's because he tripped over you.
Said Norman. So Jim put on a smile. Finally, Jim looked happy. Oh, I see his smile. I'm a little worried though. Seems a little bit like a nervous smile. Jim looked happy, but he didn't feel happy inside. Oh, poor Jim. Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy this wonderful day. You should sing with us, said the birds. Jim didn't feel like singing. You should swing with us, said the monkeys. Jim didn't feel like swinging. You should roll with us, said the zebras. Jim didn't feel like rolling. You should stroll with us, said the peacocks. Jim didn't feel like strolling. You should lie in the grass. You should stomp your feet.
You should take a bath,
said the hippo. And make a splash, said the otter. You should hug someone, said the snake. You should laugh, said the hyena.
You should take a nap, said the crocodile.
You should eat old meat, said Marabou.
Or some honey,
said a bear. You should jump up and down, said a frog. You should sit in the sun, said Lemur. You should dance, said Porcupine. They all have different ideas to help Jim feel not grumpy. But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked the others. It's such a wonderful day. Uh-oh, I see some really big letters on this page. That usually means our characters are shouting. All right, Jim's about to tell them that he's not grumpy. I'm not grumpy! Shouted Jim as he beat his chest. Wow, do you think Jim might actually be grumpy? Me too. And he stormed off. When someone storms off, it means they walk away really mad. Sometimes they stomp. Sometimes they go fast. Away Jim went. He stormed off. Jim felt sorry. He felt a little sorry for shouting at everyone, but mostly he felt sorry for himself. I guess I am grumpy, said Jim. And just as he was starting to feel really sad, he came upon Norman. Norman was slumped. His eyebrows were bunched. He was frowning. Oh, look at Norman's face. What's the matter? Are you grumpy? Asked Jim.
No, I danced with Porcupine,
said Norman. And do you see? He has sharp, prickly porcupine quills stuck in his bottom. Oh no. Are you okay? Asked Jim.
It hurts, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, said Norman. Are you still grumpy?
Yes, said Jim, but I'll probably feel better soon enough too. For now, I need to be grumpy.
It's a wonderful day to be grumpy,
said Norman. Jim agreed. And he already felt a little bit better. Wow. I really loved what good friends Norman and Jim were. Norman knew that Jim was feeling grumpy. He could tell by some of the things his body was doing. Sometimes we might scrunch our shoulders, or scrunch our eyebrows, scrunch our mouth. Sometimes we might stomp our feet. We might not have control over our bodies. It takes a lot of practice. And I noticed when Jim got so mad he shouted at his friends, that he went to find a quiet spot to think. Sometimes if you feel grumpy and nothing feels like the right thing to do, you don't feel like dancing, and you don't feel like rolling or swinging or singing or twirling or playing, sometimes the best thing we can do is find a space to sit and breathe. and feel grumpy until we feel a little bit better, bit by bit. And remember, if you have a sister or brother at home, or a special grown-up at home, or even a wonderful lovey at home, sometimes just sitting with them might help cheer you up. Well, all my grumpy monkeys out there, and all my happy monkeys out there, and all my sad monkeys out there, and all my surprised monkeys out there, one fun game to play is to sit with your grown-up or stand in front of a mirror in your house, and you can play the How Do You Feel game. Now, in the How Do You Feel game, because Jim is a monkey, it's a little like our monkey see, monkey do game, where you get to choose a face to make. Maybe a scared face. And if you make a scared face in the mirror, guess what? Then your grown-up makes a scared face too. Then if your grown-up makes a happy face, then you get to make a happy face too. And you get to take turns making different faces and talking about how people might feel when we move our face in certain ways or hold our bodies in certain ways. Friends, I hope that you have a great day. And even if it's a grumpy day, I hope that you can be kind. Find a spot to think and breathe so that once you're feeling ungrumpy again, you can share the love and the kindness with the people around you. Have a wonderful weekend and a happy Friday. Thank you, friends. I'll see you next week.